We got a Commodore 64 when I was in fifth grade, and that definitely sparked my lifelong love of games. There was one game that came with it in particular called Lode Runner, where there was a level designer and you could design your own levels. And I was totally obsessed with designing my own levels of the game. And I taught myself basic programming so that I could make my own games on the Commodore 64. And definitely since then, I've been a geek. I've been a game geek. I still am.
Let's talk about this concept a little bit in terms of games improving people's lives, because many people think of games as potentially being time wasters, things you do when you don't have anything better to do and you're just procrastinating in terms of getting on with real life.
Right. We have this kind of misconception that games are just a waste of time. But I've been researching this issue for more than a decade, and there's ample scientific evidence to show that games actually help us boost resilience. So, this is a kind of strength that helps us stay motivated and optimistic and determined, even in the face of really tough challenges. And this can help us beat back depression or anxiety in our real lives. It can help us strengthen social relationships or be more ambitious in the goals that we choose for ourselves.
What about people out there who are interested in goal setting and using tools and games to be more productive in their lives? Do you see a place for that?
There's definitely a place for folks who want to use games for goal setting, but I think it needs to go beyond just setting goals. I mean, what's really amazing about games, what makes them powerful as a platform, is in how they change our emotional response to challenges. So you can actually wind up setting more audacious goals for yourself, what we call in Super Better epic wins, if you have enough gameful components to keep you focused, to bring in more allies or people who can help you achieve your goals, to make it easier for you to spot the resources that you have. In our game, we call them power ups. These are things that help you get to your goal or help you become stronger, and we help you collect them and use them in your everyday life so that you can actually be more likely to achieve really fun and surprising goals, not just like a to-do list.
How have some of the tools that you've developed and that you've worked on helped you with your own personal goal setting and achieving certain things?
It's a lot that I try to do. I mean, I'm like doing a lot of public speaking and around my book, a lot of book signing events, while also trying to run a startup company and launch a new product. And Supervitter is really helping me get this kind of 3-to-1 balance that a lot of the scientific research shows is really crucial to flourishing. The 3-to-1 balance is about having 3 positive emotions or experiences for every 1 negative emotion or negative experience that you have on a daily basis. And so in the game, you're encouraged to always pair 3 power-ups or things that make you feel happier and stronger with 1 battle of a bad guy. That's something that's hard for you or kind of can really bring out the worst in you that you have to battle against. And it's important that you do the battles because you have to do things that are hard for you, but to really have the power-ups at the same time. So for me, that's really important that, today I'm going to have one of my power-ups, which is to go play Frisbee with my husband and my dog. And that's going to balance out, some really, the kind of stressful things that happen with, being a week away from our launch and having lots of new users who need help and assistance.
I was recently on Google Plus, and a friend of mine posted a link to this service called the email game. And the concept was you play this game and you answer as many emails as possible. And it was actually really fun and really rewarding. Do you see this as a future of some online tools?
Definitely. I love the email game. I actually just saw them present at the Game Developers Conference a couple of weeks ago, and it was great. And I do think that what game layers like that do really effectively is bring that burst of positive emotion into a situation or context that can bring out the worst in us. So I know when I'm answering emails and a new one comes in and it's somebody else who wants something and I thought I just already dealt with that, and it can be really stressful. So to have those little moments of fun and in the email game where you get to hatch little fun treasures, as you go. and that's cool. Like if that works for you. I mean, not everybody's motivated by the same aesthetic, so you have to find an aesthetic that works for you. My husband, would prefer to hatch, ninjas, and I might want to hatch puppies, and that's okay. So I think it's cool to have a whole suite of these game layers available, so people can find the thing that really triggers their positive emotions or triggers their sense of delight or curiosity or joy, and maybe something different for everybody.
Are there any other tools that you use again that have that kind of that gaming layer to them, or are there just games in general that you love to use to just kind of unwind and just get rid of any tension or stress you may have in your life?
I've been using Nike Plus for years now to help me train with my running, and that's such a game. I mean, the way you're getting feedback in real time, so you can constantly be improving your performance, and you click your power song, which is like your real world power up, and I totally run faster when my power song comes on. But they have a new product called the Fuel Band, which I just got a couple weeks ago, and they've taken the gamefulness to a whole new level, where whenever I'm out and about in the real world, I'm wearing this band and I have to power it up from like a lowly red state to a green state, and it measures all the physical activity, not just running, but just when I'm dancing in line at lunch. It's just a way of making sure that we're being physically active. When you work a computer job, when you're a designer, you're sedentary a lot of the day, and any physical energy you can get, the better. So I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the game layer that's really reading real world activity and then using that to drive a digital experience.